Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bielsa Stand podcast. This is a bonus episode for all you wonderful people exclusively on YouTube. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. A lot has happened over the summer. It currently still is summer, believe it or not, even though the weather's shocking. Obviously, Rajasthani has left officially with the 49ers takeover being completed. Obviously, the EFL agreed to it, so that's new. We got new owners in, even though they've been in the club for the past 4 or 5 years as minority shareholders, but now they fully own Leeds United. So this is exciting. A new era begins. This is the 49 era, so let's see how it goes. Obviously, they've made their first signing, Ethan Apitu from Chelsea, around about £7 million plus add-ons. He's 22, he's still young. He's had a lot of experiences on loan, obviously played in Italy, previously played in the Premier League with Sheffield United. He has been relegated a few times though, but that's not due to him, that's due to the whole team. He's obviously a Wales international. I think he's played about over 40 times at his young age. So, we're getting an experienced player. He can obviously play as a defender or defensive midfielder. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. But yeah, that's signing number 1 through the door this summer for Leeds United. Talking about transfers, a lot of players have left on loan and been sold. Obviously, we spoke about Tyler Roberts leaving to Birmingham City, as well as Lorente rejoining Roma on loan. Christensen has also joined Lorente on loan to Roma, as well as Brendan Aronson going to Union Berlin and Mark Crocker going to Real Betis. So a lot of these transfers that we've brought in over the last couple of years are out the door, but only on a loan. Will they play again for Leeds United? Will they be here next season? It'd be very interesting to see what will happen this season, whether they'll be sold next summer or whatever. So yeah, a lot of players are leaving Leeds United, including Rodrigo, who has left. He's moved to a Qatar team for about 3.5 million. Joe Robles won't be joining Leeds United this season. He signed for a Saudi team, as a lot of players are now moving to Saudi Arabia. So it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, news about Forshaw this week saying he's had an offer from Saudi. Will he stay at Leeds? Has he been offered a new contract? I'm not too sure. Could he move to Europe? Apparently, there's a few European teams looking at Adam Forshaw, so keep an eye out on him. Before I go any further in this podcast, just a quick message. Feel free to check us out on Twitter at the Bielsa Stand, as well as Instagram and TikTok at the Bielsa Stand. All of our socials is at the Bielsa Stand. Feel free to share this around, rate it 5 stars, share it to your favourite footballer. I know I usually say this at the end of the episode, but I thought I'd change up and say it now. So feel free to like it and share it around. I've also been uploading content on our YouTube, which is at the Bielsa Stand once again, as well as podcasts. Even though it's not visual, you can hear the podcast on YouTube now at the Bielsa Stand. Now let's get into some more rumours. Obviously, there's been rumours with Nat Phillips potentially joining Leeds United. Now, Connor from One Leeds had said that he had a connection at the Man City Post or whatever, I don't know. Basically, long story short, Nat Phillips is happy and comfortable at Liverpool. Obviously, he doesn't get much game time. He's happy in the background. So, be interesting to see if Leeds will convince him or have been trying to convince him to join Leeds United. First of all, do Leeds really want him? Well, I think Phil Hay posted an article a couple of weeks ago talking about players that we've been rumoured with. I think he may have been one. Obviously, he spoke in the article about Ryan Manning, who's moved to Southampton. So all these other relegated teams are making moves. I think Leicester have signed 4 players this window so far. Southampton also been signing players, I believe. So Leeds United need to get that act together, need to sign more players. We've only signed 1 player in Ethan. And even though we've signed him, we still need more players. We still need at least the keeper. Obviously, Joe Robles has left the club. Meslier, there's still rumours with him leaving. Will he be here next season? Probably not. So we need to buy at least maybe 2 keepers because Klaassen isn't ready for the Championship. He's not ready to be our number 1, even though Maybe he could be a backup, but again, I think we may need two keepers to bring through the door. Obviously, there's been links to the German Nubel, I think so. Will that happen? We'll have to wait and see regarding that. So out of all the players that have left Leeds United, I think we've only brought in about under 4.5 million. That's due to Rodrigo being sold for about 3.5. Robin Koch's loan fee is believed to be £500,000, and then Tyler Roberts leaving for just over 400k. So we haven't brought in a lot of money this summer. Obviously, we've got the parachute payments to hopefully help us with wages and all that, even though a lot of wages have been now moved on due to loans and Rodrigo being sold. Obviously, he wasn't a big wage. I think it was believed to be about 100k a week. So, yeah, we possibly need to sell more players to get in some transfer fees to play with, to bring in more players in. I think, again, Phil Hayes said that we need to sell to buy. So who will be leaving the door? Hopefully in the next week or so we'll see some more players moving on. I mean, some players who I would like to see move on are the likes of Jamie Shackleton. He's not good enough, unfortunately, for us in the Championship, especially if we want to be in top six or trying to get promoted. Obviously, we saw him we saw him last season at Millwall. He didn't light the world on fire then, fortunately. So, Jamie, I think he'll leave this summer. Be interesting to see what kind of fee we'll get for him. I don't think it'd be a lot, maybe £1 million for him. I mean, if you think Tyler Roberts left for under £500,000, how much is Jamie Shack worth? I think other players who will leave will be Ilan Meslier. Obviously, we touched on him earlier. I'm just looking through the squad. I would like to see Patrick Bamford go, but I don't know if I can see that happening. Rutter will stay. I don't think he'll go. Ian Poveda, I think he should go. He's worth about under £1 million. So, Helder Costa's obviously back from his loan in Saudi Arabia, winning the league with Nuno. He'll probably leave, I reckon, maybe. Obviously, there's been talks of Nonto leaving to Everton. Everton are highly interested in the young Italian, so will he stay at Leeds? It'd be interesting to see. I would move on to Sam Greenwood. As I said, Jamie Shackleton I would move on. Luke Ayling, ideally, I would move on, but he'll be staying. Firpo will probably leave, I reckon. All his mates have left in the likes of Rodrigo, Diego Llorente, Joe Robles, and all that kind of stuff. Pascal Struijk is an interesting one. I like to see him stay, hopefully, maybe for a season, but he might leave. There's been talks of potentially Charlie Cresswell leaving as well. So there are players where we can get money from, like a large transfer fees. If we sell the likes of, Bamford, maybe we'll get about 10 mil for him. Obviously, Costa, maybe a couple of mil. Jamie Shack, $1 million or so. So not huge fees. I think our big fees will come from Ilan Meslier, hopefully Firpo as well. Even Verber, if he decides to leave. And even Patrick Bamford. So it'd be interesting to see how much money we'll make from sales. I mean, we probably won't know because of transfers being disclosed nowadays. But yeah, hopefully we can make a bit of money and invest that money into the squad. News came out, obviously, recently that from Fabrizio Romano that we are linked to a PSG midfielder. I forget his name, but he was at Sunderland last season. I asked my Sunderland mate, how was he? He said he was quite a nifty player. So will Leeds get that over the line? Leeds are looking into him. It probably will, but I can't see him as a start or anything. Hopefully he'll be a backup option. I don't know if he's the level that we need. Just looking over some rumours now. Apparently Emmanuel Dennis from Nottingham Forest is linked to Leeds United. He plays as a striker, I believe. Obviously Kamara from Rangers, I think, has also been linked to Leeds United. Apparently, according to Leeds Live, Origi from AC Milan, the ex-Liverpool striker, is linked to Leeds United. So there are a couple of rumours there today regarding Leeds. I just want to quickly go to the quote from the new Leeds United chairman, Prague, where he said, "The Premier League needs us. They know that. It makes the top flight more special." So he's obviously got ambitions to being in the Premier League. He knows that Leeds United deserve and should be in the Premier League. So let's see if he can make that happen in the next season or two under Daniel Farke. Will Daniel Farke be the man to get us back in the Premier League? We'll have to wait and see regarding that. More quotes he said was, "I hate the fact that we didn't get the chance to stay in the Premier League. But one thing it did show me is that everyone tells me that Leeds deserve to be in the Premier League. It is a big club, and that is true." So some big words from the new chairman. So yeah, I suppose it's positive to hear. And obviously with the takeover happening, it's happened, it's been confirmed. Angus Kinnear will stay as Leeds United CEO, so he'll still remain in his position. He won't be getting the sack or being moved on, even though now Victor Orta and the other clown Rajasani has left Leeds. Other news regarding Leeds United, they have appointed Steinson, I think, as technical director. So we brought in a technical director. He was at Spurs. I think he's previously been at Everton, I believe or not. Obviously, at the moment, we've also got Nick Hammond on a short-term basis. So, yeah, Leeds United are making some moves in the background regarding restructuring. So, hopefully, it'll have some positive impacts for us on the field as well. And just talking about Rajasani's interview that he had with Sky Sports when the takeover was announced, he basically threw Victor Orta underneath the bus, blamed it on him, but he also took a bit of responsibility, which I suppose is nice to see as well, that he messed up, and also he probably kept with Victor Orta, and that he was persuaded to keep certain managers longer than he wanted. So yeah, I mean, now he's at Sampdoria. We don't have anything to do with him anymore, which is great news, hopefully. It'd be interesting to see how Sampdoria does actually in Serie B next season. Obviously, they'll want to get promoted as well as Leeds this season under the new ownership. So, yeah, I might keep an eye out on Sampdoria. Other news in the Championship, obviously James Maddison has left Leicester. I don't know if I've previously mentioned this. He's gone to Spurs for 40 million. Breaking news, Newcastle agree fee with Leicester for Harvey Barnes. So it looks like Harvey Barnes will join Newcastle for about 38 million. Al-Ahly or someone agrees 35 million for Mahrez. So Mahrez could be leaving Manchester City. So that's news regarding the Premier League. Fulham have made an initial 15 million bid for Basie, who's currently at Ajax. Other news, let's have a look. Rashford signs Manchester United's new contract, which is a 5-year contract. Declan Rice has obviously joined Arsenal from West Ham for over £100 million. Besiktas, the Turkish team, have made a 2.5 million bid for Arsenal's holding. So could we see him move? And then I think some news in the last couple of hours, Mane in talks with a move to Saudi Arabia. Obviously he left Liverpool last season, didn't he, to go to Bayern Munich. He had an okay season. I guess he won the title there, and now he's in talks of moving to Saudi Arabia. He could be playing against Bobby Firmino, who's obviously also moved to Saudi Arabia. So it's only Salah from those 3 players who's still at Liverpool, obviously. Obviously, Jordan Henderson looks like could be moving to Gerrard's team in Saudi Arabia as well. And I think Fabinho's also been linked. So it'd be interesting to see the transition in Liverpool squad. Obviously, a lot of players have gone. They brought in players like McAllister. Obviously, over the last couple of years, they've brought in Jota, they've brought in Gakpo, they brought in the Hungarian player from RB Leipzig. So will Liverpool have a better season this season than last season? I don't know, because obviously the players need to bond. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this season. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I'll be back soon with another podcast. I'm going to start these again. Obviously the new season starting soon, things are happening. Summer break is coming to the end regarding football. Obviously a lot of teams and players are back in pre-season, so there's more to talk about. August is a busy month regarding transfers as well, so I'll be talking about all of that. So thank you very much for listening to Series 2, Episode 1, obviously a brand new series of this podcast, and I'm very excited to be here once again, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Just a little note, a lot of things have happened since recording this podcast. Obviously, Leeds United are linked to Darlow, who looks like he'll be joining Leeds. So, just a quick note with that.